Greetings of Christ, peace and love this Easter season. I hope you have been following our stewardship videos this year. We all need to have prompts to remind us of the importance of embracing a stewardship way of life. Our video for April takes us to Judge Memorial Catholic High School, where Mrs. Megan Barron, the chair of the theology department, engages her students in a beautiful discussion about the significance of stewardship in their lives.
My name is Mrs. Megan Barron. I am a teacher here at Judge Memorial and teach senior theology and freshman theology. And I have 3 students with me, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
My name is Owen Crossman, and I'm a junior.
I'm Noah Crossman, and I'm a senior.
I'm David Griffey, and I'm also a senior.
Okay, so at Judge, one of the things that we focus on is care for the whole person, and we ask that we give of ourselves. How have you done that in your time here, and why is it important in your acts of service? Just to put you on the spot.
I think, especially being at Judge, we really emphasize giving. And so a lot of our students are involved in extracurriculars that involve giving, specifically our leadership groups. I'm involved pretty heavily with our ambassador program. And so I think in that respect, I've done a lot of giving there, especially of my time, because we have a lot of outside of school hour events that we go to. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the main way I've been giving is through service hours, because they require you to do service hours, which I think is pretty important because it teaches you the value of doing work, not just for money,
Well, and speaking of your service, it kind of comes full circle. You've been doing your service at your mom's school, but also you've been helping my own children. And so it's, yes, asked of you to give, but also it builds us as a community.
That's
not
true.
just here. We become really interconnected with our grade schools.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Thank you. How have you seen your Catholic education, which has been a gift that your parents have given you, reflect positively in your life? I'm probably going to put you on the spot.
Can you say it one more time?
How have you seen the gift of your Catholic education been something that has been positive as an impact on your life?
Okay, yeah. So I've gone to Catholic school my entire life, starting pre-K to now 11th grade. I've seen a huge impact. Not only do I think that the education itself is quality, but having Catholic values inside of all of my classes has really helped me connect religion with other, subjects. So I think that's really important because I see Catholic values in everything that I do, outside and inside school.
Right. Stewardship is this idea that we're giving of ourselves, and sometimes it gets encapsulated in this idea of just give money. And there's a truth to that, but giving of yourself and giving of your time, how do you feel like you set aside time in your life to give back to your community or your faith or your relationship with God?
I mean, I think the only way I do that right now is service hours, And I want to keep on doing that because I think it's important. And I think that the school taught me that a little bit about, there's people who are less fortunate you got to, give back to,
I want to put it on you too. What you said was that giving it back, and it wasn't just, there was a requirement at the beginning, but now it's extended into something that you value in your life beyond that. I know that you and I had a conversation about that at your service site. And you were continuing it. Can you talk about that?
Sure. So I decided to do my service hours at the Road Home, but their Family Resource Center. And I fulfilled my hours a couple of months ago, but I have continued to go back pretty much every week because, I think it's just a good way to start a Saturday morning, to be honest. But I also think it's important because you see the people that are being affected by your service firsthand and how they're benefiting from it. I've primarily worked in their just donation sorting, but I walk through the building to get to that room, and it's like you see the people that are going to wear the actual clothes that I'm folding, and it's such a surreal experience, really, because they're real people. They're not just in a picture far away. And stewardship of yourself, it really is. It's just giving, and it just feels good.
I want to ask one last question. Focusing on talent. As members of a Catholic school, members of a Catholic church, that we know that God has given us gifts and it reflects in our talents. I know as upperclassmen, you're going to go off and engage in the world differently. What are some gifts and talents that you feel like you have and you're eager to give back? So maybe something unique to yourself. What is a gift that you have? And more specifically, what is that talent?
I mean, I think a gift that I have is I'd really try and I strive to be just nice to everyone around me. And a talent I have is I'm pretty good at talking to people, even if those around me would probably be surprised by that. But like I said earlier, I'm really involved in our ambassador program. And so I've gotten really good at just talking to people I don't know. And moving forward in life, I'm definitely pursuing that. I intend to continue to be involved in student ambassadors and campus ministry in college. And I think, what am I trying to say here? I think that's something I've really been blessed with, because talking is hard for people and it doesn't really come naturally to me. But I've really worked on it, and I think it's important because talking is really just, I mean, that's humanity. We're all together in it.
Do you think the school like pushed you to work on that skill?
Oh, definitely. I wouldn't say I was antisocial. That seems a bit extreme. But I was definitely like very timid of people I didn't know. And I mean, I remember freshman year, I wanted to be your friend so bad, but I was so scared to go talk to you.
Nobody knows.
And like now I have no problem like just coming up to you and talking to you. And I think high school, and really Judge specifically, just pushes you to try. Yeah. And that's really special.
That's true. Yeah. I'd say for me, it was like working with kids, right? Because that's why I decided to go volunteer at the after school program, was because I already do that as my job. And so I feel like that's just like the most natural next step, really. So.
No pressure, but you're next.
Yeah. I think that I've been blessed with being able, I think I'm a good leader. I strive to lead groups of people through multiple activities that I do on and off campus. I've also been pretty blessed in like the performing arts. And so I think that's just an extension of my faith. And I'm grateful for that. And I plan to continue, teaching communities and helping them out of high school. So, yeah.
Thank you.
I think doing it from a volunteering, like using volunteering as the way towards stewardship might become harder because we'll just be like too busy.
I think, and maybe to help in this conversation, is that it's hard to see when you're in high school and when you're in college, everything's very compartmentalized, especially our faith. But when you do have a family, God willingly, you take on that ownership of like passing the faith along, hopefully to your children. And sometimes that simplicity it seems like, oh, it's just go to church, but actually it's instilling those ethics in your children, instilling those values in your children. So I think as you imagine your adulthood, what are those values that are important to you to instill into that future family that you have?
I think it's really important that, especially like as a parent, and one day I do want to become a parent, that you lead by example, and like you can tell your kids, yeah, it's really good to do volunteer work, but if they never see you do it, they're not going to believe it. And so I think it would be really cool to be like one of those families that like all of you go and volunteer at the same time. And I think that's something I would definitely like to pursue when I get to that stage in my life.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about my future past college yet. I've just been focusing on that. But one day when I do have a family, I do want Christian values to be strong in my family, going to mass every week, and going out and helping the community. Because as Christians, we're called to go out and help our community. That's what a Christian is, right? As a Catholic. So I think that service will be a large part of our family, and just reaching out and connecting with the community. I think that's really important as an active member of the church.
Wow, what an impressive insight these judge students have about stewardship and living a life of service. Their passion for service will undoubtedly pave the way for a brighter and more compassionate future. It is encouraging to know that our young people are so deeply committed to creating a world where kindness, empathy, and sustainability are realized. They are truly the pilgrims of hope. God bless our young people.